everybody, welcome back to the chaotic little book corner. This looks like a lot of chaos, but it's actually getting rid of some of the chaos. So let's open our Advent with day number 6. It's the 6th of December. La 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 la. Feasting in the cold winter. Da, 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 da. Da, da, da. Not the prettiest one we've seen so far, but I'll take it. Alright, so today we're going to be doing an unhauling. I don't do these very often, and the reason I don't do them very often is because usually I get rid of like 2, maybe 3 books at a time. I might have hauled them, I might have not. But these are all books that have been on my shelf for either a while or... It's complicated. I'll get to it in a second. But let's start with the big one. The big baby, the one that's going away. So this is The Crow Girl by Eric Axelsund. Now, I read this for you guys, and I will do a review on it before I unhaul it officially. So before I bring it to the reseller today, I'm gonna just review this. It's awful. It's terrible. I hate it. We'll talk about it in a minute. There's that. So then there's this one. This is Little Wilson and Big God, and this is by Anthony Burgess. Now, okay, this sounds exactly like something I'd like. It talks about World War II and Nazis and all of those things. But one, I'm bothered by the fact that the spine is off color, so it's not the right red, which is not really a big deal to me if I wanted it, except for the fact that I've never found myself interested in picking this up, and the lack of interest in picking this up makes me think that I shouldn't keep it on my shelf. I can always find it again, but if I don't even remember the title on a normal basis, I shouldn't have it on my shelf. Even though it, like... See, now I'm reading the back again, and okay. These are Anthony Burgess' candid confessions. He was seduced at the age of 9 by an older woman, whilst in World War II, he was thrown into jail on VE Day for calling Franco names. He once taught a group of Nazi socialites the English equivalent of Heil was Sod, and they began crying Sod Hitler. I mean, it sounds interesting. It sounds interesting, but it doesn't sound interesting enough to keep on a shelf where I could find something I want more. Next we have this. This is Agatha Christie's And Then There Were None. Now, I have wanted to read Agatha Christie several times, and I really wanted to read her last year officially, but I haven't found myself reaching for this, interested in this, wanting to pick this up. I don't really know the story of it. I don't know. I think I discovered this year that mysteries are not for me. Not like mysteries where you're finding out, ooh, who done it sort of thing. It doesn't work for me. I don't enjoy it. And that's actually why I'm getting rid of the next book. Now, I did read this in a buddy read with Amanda Center and Kate. I enjoyed it for what it was, but I need more psychological depth in my stories about evil and murder. This was very sweet. It was very nice. It was fun to read. This is Maisie Dobbs. This is the first one. It's by Jacqueline Winsbury. I just don't think it has earned a place on my shelf, and that's why I'm unhauling it. And I feel bad saying that, but that's how it comes down. So this is Margaret Atwood in Other Worlds. This is sci-fi short stories. I was sent this by Amanda Center. I asked her afterwards if she wanted it back, but she said she didn't really care what I did with it. It's gorgeous. I love the cover. I think it's stunning that way, but I have tried to get into this several times. I like Margaret Atwood, but I don't love her, and I don't think that this is my style of Margaret Atwood writing. So I'm getting rid of that. And then there's this. This is called Fugue State by Brian Evans. Okay, I went into this with really high expectations, and I read several short stories, It's mixed media slightly. It's interesting, but it's weird, and it says hallucinatory and darkly comic. The tales of paranoia, pursuit, sensory desperation, amnesia, and retribution rattle the cages of the psyche. I'm staring at it and I'm thinking maybe I should hold off and try it when I'm in a mindset of darkness, and that's when I should try it again. But I've tried it so many times. It's really complicated for me to get rid of this one. This one, Behind the Mirror by Lena Burton, I read it. It's cute. I don't think it needs to be on my shelf, though. Is really what it comes down to. This is from Orgasm Zoo Press. They are no longer in existence. This is just really, really different and weird, but it's not for me. It's just not for me, and it doesn't need to be on my shelf. Then there is this. This is The Girl in the Fridge by Edgar Kurt. I think I want to read Edgar Kurt, more of him, but I think novel style. I think I would like him in a longer setting versus short. I liked his plots. I liked his ideas. The magical realism was good, but I didn't enjoy the short story aspect of his writing. I would have liked more depth. And then I am getting rid of this. This is Six Guns Snow White by Catherine Valenti. Why am I getting rid of this? Because I want a different edition. That's literally it. This is Vernon God Little. I picked this up on a whim. It said it was a winner of the Man Booker Prize. That was when I was really interested in what the winner of the Man Booker Prize is. It's about a school shooting. Sounds like a bunch of things I would be interested in, but I've never picked it up. I've never had interest in picking it up since I purchased it, so it's not staying on my shelf. This is Herland, and it's by Charlotte Perkins Gilman, who I really adore. I really love her works, but I would like it in a prettier edition other than the Dover Thrift edition. So, again, edition. This is Wild Things, and it's by Chloe Neal. I received this in a book box that I received, the Blue Attic Monkey, or Monkey Blue Attic book box. It is really YA. And it's YA fantasy, which is not my forte. YA fantasy with vampires, that's what it is. YA fantasy with vampires, it's not my thing. Vampire novels are very, very specific for me. I have to really get into them or they're not going to work. And this one didn't work for me. So I'm going to take care of that. Robyn Beck Literacy Society. This I read with Adam from Memento Mori. I liked it, but I didn't like it enough to keep it on my shelf. And it's also in really terrible condition. Like, it has dents and it's worn out and all of these other things. So, like, if I ever want to repurchase it, I'd want it in a different edition anyway. But right now, it doesn't have a place on my shelf. 1984, I want a different edition. This is what a lot of things happen. Then there's this. This is Bridget Christie, a book for her and him if he can read. This is a nonfiction memoir style of a woman who's a comedian and a feminist, and I didn't like how she wrote. It just didn't mesh with me. It didn't feel comfortable. It didn't feel empowering or like something I wanted to continue reading, so I put it down and I never picked it up again, and it's going away. Hunger Makes Me a Modern Girl by Carrie Brownstein. I love Carrie Brownstein. I do. She does Portlandia and all of those things. But I think if I want to own this book, I want to own it in paperback, and it just came out in paperback. I'm not going to buy it immediately, of course, but if I'm going to own it, it's going to be in paperback because I like her, but I don't like the book enough to have in hardcover. Does that make sense? Because hardcovers are so bulky. This is The Selected Letters of Lewis Carroll, edited by Morton and Cohen. I wanted more Alice in Wonderland, less Lewis, and it's all Lewis. So, that didn't really do anything. This is Virginity, Prenuptial Rites and Rituals. This was devastating. I started to read it, and it was scary and terrifying, and it made me really sick, and it made me really scared because some of the things that they talk about are very sexual abuse style, because that was just how some cultures started virginity or took virginity, and it's just really messed up and really, really uncomfortable for me, and I can't continue with it, so that's a problem. And then the last one is this. This is Pour Your Soul, and it's by Mira Pitkin. And this is the nonfiction memoir of a woman who moved from New York back to Maine, her home, after a miscarriage. I wanted to like this. I wanted to enjoy it, but I didn't like the writing style. It was slow and too... It wasn't flowery, but it was cushy. Does that make sense? It was almost like, just, it didn't feel right to me, and I didn't like how it was done. So, unfortunately, that one's going as well. So, those are all the books that I'm unhauling this month. I will talk to you guys tomorrow, and I will see you then.